Now again, Jana Childers, thank you for your wonderful message.
Yeah.
What talent you have for painting a picture. Uh, the picture of the kyphotic woman uh, bowed and how Jesus addressed her, and I just saw a visual picture. Now you teach aspiring ministers, students. How do you teach them to express the faith or try to instill it in the audience?
Yes, faith is a hard thing to teach a young preacher.
I bet.
Faith is a hard thing to teach a Christian or a person of faith in general. To a certain extent, it's the kind of thing that has to be caught. As we often say, it's a little bit more caught than taught. And certainly the subject of faith in preaching is that kind of subject. I would say, though, my one piece of advice to my own students is don't claim more for yourself than you actually have. When you're preaching about faith, it's better to be honest about the struggles that we all have. Certainly, even preachers have. Better to be honest about that than to overreach and to sell yourself as the kind of person that has no doubts and, to whom faith comes easily. Faith doesn't come easily to anybody, ultimately.
A dear friend of mine was a minister, and he's gone now, but he had cancer. And we spent a lot of time together while he was involved in cancer, and it was some years ago, so it was the early stages of treatment. And we had discussions about how you deal with it because everybody was expected to die immediately when you had cancer during those days. He says, Floyd, he says, no, you don't despair. He says, because all you got tomorrow, they're going to find the cure. So all you got to do is live today. Have you ever been challenged where you had to call on your faith for something like that?
Oh, my. Well, I've never had cancer, and I'm blessed that I've never had a huge physical struggle like that in my life. But all it takes to have your faith tested is to love another human being. You loved that pastor of yours that had
Oh,
cancer,
yes.
and it tested your faith, I'm going to guess, as well as his
Sure
when he
it
went
did.
through that chapter of his life. And all of us get tested that way. All of us who have attachments to our mothers and our brothers and our husbands and our wives get tested that way. And cancer is maybe one of the biggest tests of our generation.
Can I share with you his reaction to me? He says, Floyd, I've been preaching for all of these years. And he says, thank God I had the faith that I've been preaching all these years when it came my turn to find out about it. We have about a minute or so left here on the program. Maybe you could tell us a story of someone that you know who was really tested and how their faith came through for them.
Oh my, you know what you make me think of is my favorite image for faith. I have a friend, a preacher friend, Ben Patterson, who talks about faith in terms of mountain climbing. You know, that classic moment where you have to put your foot just,
Yes.
just a little farther across the crevice than you're really willing to. And he says that his experienced friends told him, what you need to do in that moment is lean in to the mountain.
Oh,
I like that image. And when my faith has been tested, that little refrain goes through my mind. Lean in to the mountain. Lean into God. Lean into your faith. Even though your instincts tell you to pull back and try to protect, when my faith has been tested, the thing that has helped me most is just that image of leaning.
in.
And the gospel songwriters like that image too, leaning on the everlasting arms.
Absolutely. And today, we've got about 30 seconds here, and I shouldn't ask you this with such a short time, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Is there anything that's testing our faith today greater than in the past?
Oh, this generation. Well, we mentioned cancer already, and certainly at a personal level, that touches almost everyone that we know. But in our generation, we have this world situation, and not only do we have a world situation, wars and rumors of wars, as the Bible says, we've always had those, but now we know it. We see it all the time. What a challenge to our faith that is.
Jana.
I hope it will challenge people to prayer.
Oh, very good. Thank you. You're wonderful.